I'm John Davies here at GreenBiz Studio, and I'm joined by Rob Sadow, the CEO and founder of Scoop. Welcome, Rob.
Thanks for having me.
So, Rob, tell our audience what is Scoop? What is it all about?
Sure. So Scoop is a technology company making carpooling work at scale. Our focus is on the commuters who historically have had to drive over long distances to get back and forth to work 10 miles or 20 miles or 50 miles each way every day, who don't live on a transit line and are struggling with how they get back and forth in a shared way that actually improves their quality of life. So we make it possible for those commuters to share trips back and forth to the office, and by extension actually reduce congestion in our communities.
And how is the business model set up? Is it the commuter who pays? Are you working with companies? How does that work?
Sure. So we partner with enterprises to bring Scoop as a carpool program to their employees. And so that's partnering with an employer on how do you engage your employee base to get excited about the idea of carpooling, facilitating those trips and making it possible to share, and then understanding the impact of your investment. What does that mean for cars out of your parking lot, or reduction of CO2 because people are sharing trips? Within the car, anybody can choose to ride or drive on any particular trip. They share a little bit of the cost of that trip, but it's separate in some ways from what we do with employers to help them actually facilitate the program.
And are there specific geographies that you found better uptake than others?
Yeah, it ends up being less of the downtown urban cores of the world, if you will. Generally, we focus on the communities that struggle the most with the commute, and those are the ones where transit access is a little bit more challenging, or there isn't as much transit infrastructure, where most people are driving alone over long distances. And so in the Bay Area, that might be more of the areas in the East Bay or the South Bay, for example, versus San Francisco, but we also operate across the greater Seattle area and Portland and Southern California, communities where we feel like we can make a really big impact.
So how are you getting the message out? I mean, what is the sort of plan to roll this out in a broader way?
Yeah, so the way that we expand is by partnering with employers, and we focused historically up and down the West Coast. We're now investing a lot of energy in expanding across the country, always through employers first, and then working to broaden that impact across the community. But we'll also work with office parks. We do a little bit of partnerships with cities and counties to help promote carpooling. So for us, it's always been a partnership-driven approach. We believe that's the right answer for how you solve challenges as large as what it means to get back and forth to work every day.
So we saw yesterday on our main stage some conversations around employers wanting to help in disadvantaged communities. Are you seeing uptake in that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we think a lot about is not just 9-to-5 office workers, but folks that may work more in shifts or manufacturing type jobs. And if you are making minimum wage or making something like $10 an hour, the commute can actually be really meaningful as a cost for you and your household. It can equate almost up to 15 or 20% of what you would make on an annual basis actually you spend back out commuting. And so if you can make it possible for those commuters to share trips, all of a sudden it changes the jobs that you can access within your community, your economic mobility within that community. And so it's not just something that I think that employers care about to get folks back and forth, but it's a real kind of American ethos around what it means to make it possible for people to access the jobs that they want to be able to work at.
That is really exciting. So how can employers and other large organizations find out more about Scoop?
Sure, so you can look us up on our website. It's takescoop.com, so T-A-K-E scoop.com. There's an employer form there where you can fill out more information. We'll reach out to you and see if we can't support you and help with your employees.
That's great. So I've been talking with Rob Sadow, the CEO and co-founder of Scoop. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.